Virgo, the Virgin. Middle sign of the Earth. Triplicity. August 22nd to September 23rd. This sign governs the intestines, the solar plexus, and the spleen of the grand man, or macrocosm. It is an earthy, feminine, nocturnal, human-speaking, dry, common sign of the zodiac. The higher attributes are circulation and vibration. The sun enters the sign each year on or about the 22nd of August and departs from the sign on or about September 23rd. The sun on entering the sign should be given 6 days before coming into full touch and action with the influence of the sign. A person born between the dates of the 22nd and the 28th of September would not receive the full central results of the sign's individuality, as he would be born when the sun was on the edge of the sign. This is known as the cusp, and its nature and impulses partake of the sign the sun has just passed through and out from, and the native will also partake of the attributes of the sign of the zodiac in which the moon is located at the time of birth. This sign represents the fire of the earth. People born under it are very orderly and methodical, and are good magnetic healers. Their hands seem charged with curative power. They are generous, and very solicitous about other people's affairs. They are usually much interested in the love matters of their friends, and have little hesitation in making or breaking matches. They are fine scholars, and make inspirational musicians. They keep their own secrets, and guard the secrets of their friends with equal fidelity. They are capable and efficient in all they undertake, being excellent planners and designers. The women are particularly fastidious about their dress, and like to lead the fashion. They are affectionate and devoted in the family, and are strong believers in blue blood. They aspire to the best things, but are easily discouraged in their climbing. These people are natural philosophers, and possess the most accurate intellectual discrimination of the whole 12 signs of the zodiac. They are capable of reaching great heights as writers, public speakers, and musicians. They are natural chemists, and often excel as newspaper editors, from their knowledge of reading the public. They rebound quickly from defeat or disaster, because having great endurance and aptitude they can surmount almost every difficulty. As proofreaders they are exceedingly accurate. Their natural impulses are materialistic, and their deductions are usually drawn from the external, material side of things. Once they cross the threshold of the spiritual domain, they make rapid headway, and soon comprehend the principles of soul and spirit, becoming true teachers of the philosophy of human life and the immortality of the soul. The sense of feeling and touch is very accurate in these people, and by practice and drilling they quickly develop rare psychometric gifts. With proper training, these Virgo people may grow into the most powerful spiritual physicians. When entirely on the intellectual plane, they are crucial in their criticisms, and often become arbitrary and selfish, expecting perfection. Order and harmony are very necessary to their health. Food will not do them much good if anger and strife abound. Personal appearance. Virgo people are usually of middle or tallish stature, well-formed, with oval face, a musical voice, and elegant manner. Companions. True companionship will be found among those born under Libra or Sagittarius, and those who come under their own sign, Virgo. Faults. The faults of Virgo people consist in their domineering tendencies, interference with other people's affairs, and the freedom with which they criticize the faults and shortcomings of others. They have generally an overweening respect for money and position, and many imitators and toadies are to be found among those who have not learned to overcome this false pride and ambition. Dollars and cents have a value quite apart from the comforts and pleasures they provide. These are distinguishing marks which elevate their possessors to the most enviable attitudes. Virgo people are usually firm believers in the necessity of medicine, and seen to be the victims of all sorts of maladies, if they are judged by their own accounts of their symptoms. They are usually very constant to physicians, often changing their aches, but not their doctors. Those born under this sign should not take drugs, for they never need them. In fact, they should keep clear of strong medicine and physicians. Nature is their unfailing remedy. They are apt to pick everything and everybody to pieces, and because of this analytical tendency are a great discouragement to others, especially those who are not talented in giving the reason for the faith that is in them. Air and fire people are often very much irritated by those born under Virgo, and sometimes Virgo people do not get along well together for the same reason. Virgo people will confess to almost every fault except the ones they possess. These they do not seem to be aware of, and generally repudiate every intention to wound or hurt by their merciless criticisms. They are the individuals who feel called upon to tell disagreeable truths to people for their good. They are prone to prophesy, but as they reason from the objective and external, their prophecies often fail. This admiration of Virgo people for externals, and the desire to make a good appearance, leads some of them into habits of exaggeration and falsehood, and frequently into debt, from which extrication seems almost impossible. Virgo is the one sign of the zodiac which is credited with an almost total immunity from disease, and yet Virgo people are those who are apt to be experimenting with drugs and physicians, and they seldom need either, even when living on what may be termed a purely animal plane. They are usually restored from fatigue or the appearance of illness by a few hours with nature. Green grass and swaying trees, and the beauty, harmony, and utility of vegetable and animal life are their infallible remedies. Both the men and women born under this sign retain their freshness and youth to a remarkable degree. There is very little change in the appearance of a Virgo person endowed with ordinary common sense from 30 to 60 years. Those who are so ignorant as to dose themselves perpetually, and who are intemperate in eating and drinking, do not of course come under this head. But to Virgo seems to have been given eternal youth. Diseases. There are certain stomach troubles and nervous conditions assigned those born under Virgo who are careless and neglectful of themselves. They can have them or not as they choose. The author is of the firm opinion that the last statement is true of every person born into the world who has intelligence enough to realize that spirit is master and matter the servant. Intelligence is the infallible cure for sin, suffering, disease, and death. Mode of growth. Their mode of growth is by the endeavor to realize that there is nothing perfect in nature, and to become alive to their own failings, their real faults and not their alleged ones. They should lay bare their inmost selves to the magnifying glass which they are so fond of using with others. They should endeavor to realize that an unkind comment or a hasty, cruel criticism is harder to bear and more lasting in its effects than a physical hurt or blow. They should lean to judge others by themselves in such matters. They should try to give credit and praise to truth, virtue, and real merit, instead of rendering homage to money, aristocratic appearances, and the superficialities of life. They should not be ashamed of honest work. There are women born under this sign who would feel permanently disgraced by being caught in the act of washing dishes or sweeping a room. These are the people who whisper and strive to hide their economies and financial inabilities. They should struggle to be frank, and to be less sensitive to public opinion. When once those born under this sign become aware that there is something besides the pleasures that arise from money and intellectual pursuits, they grow spiritually very fast, and the natural analytical tendency which made them so disagreeable, so hard to get along with, becomes a great power for good. When this keen intellectual discrimination is vitalized by spiritual love and the desire to help, which is love's distinguishing characteristic, these Virgo people are very reliable and inspiring. They can attain to great heights and draw many to them because of a naturally strong magnetic influence, which increases as the impulse to rise develops. Marriages. Harmony will be likely to prevail when Virgo people unite with those in their own sign. Brilliant children, but not overstrong, will be the result when united in marriage with persons in Libra. Marked genius and originality result when united with Sagittarius people. It must be remembered that harmony will be more apt to exist where the marital union is with those who are on or about on the same social or intellectual plane. Government of children. The children born under this sign are the true children of nature. They have strong likes and dislikes, with a dominant willpower, quick discrimination and understanding, and very early in life show a talent for a business career. Their attention should never be called to the evil in the world, or to the faults of their companions, as this is very apt to prove a contamination which will embitter the whole life. They should be continually instructed to look for the good in other people, and for the pure and beautiful in everything. The tendency to critical analysis is the distinguishing trait of this sign, and the children are quick to form the habit of unkind judgment. They are natural students. Give them a small garden to plant, to watch, and to attend to the seedlings. Give them music as a recreation and a presence of harmony. This will be a kindly force and elegance of taste which bring hope and joy to the household. They have a very sensitive skin, and must be fully trained as to bathing. These children should never be given drugs of any kind. Good pure air, with full breath exercises and harmonious metaphysical treatments are the true natural medicines for Virgo people. The governing planet is Mercury, and the gems are pink jasper and hyacinth. The astral colors are gold and black, with speckled blue dots.